All right, I'd like to call our regular board meeting to order. If you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Mayor March.
Here.
Trustee Hudson.
Here.
Trustee Maravka.
Here.
Trustee Richards.
Here.
Trustee Sandberg.
Here.
Trustee Sluse. Trustee Stirler.
Here. All right, public comments?
Ed Nelson, Peatone Historical Society. I just wanted to thank Nick Palmer and the chief and Bob Hankey for all the work that's gone into getting the demo done on the mill. That was a big project that the tree experts undertook last week, and everything went smooth. A couple times it looked like it might have been a little hairy, but they did it pretty easy. So thank you for all your hard work. And on Saturday, September 7th, Vicky at Game On is having a golf cart bingo to help support the Peatone Mill and the Historical Society. Obviously, the bingo goes to 5 different places. That starts Saturday at 10 a.m. And then on Sunday, September 15th is our Old Mill Fall Fest. We're going to be open. We've got a lot of vendors, a lot of reenactors, and hope to see everybody there. Flyers, we got permission from the school district to have flyers sent home with the kids, so that's probably going to be next week after Labor Day. But there's flyers up all over right now.
So if somebody wants to get involved, your next meeting is September 5th, correct? The Thursday?
Thursday, September 5th is our next
What
meeting.
time?
7 p.m.
At the Helping Hands
at the
building?
Helping Hands. I think it's
Okay.
202 North 1st Street.
And your GoFundMe campaign is still active?
GoFundMe is active.
Okay.
People are donating to it.
Okay.
Some names I know, a lot of names I don't know, so
That's good.
that's good.
Mhm.
And we have a bank account open at First Community Bank and Trust on Willie Pete Road, and that's active. So
Good.
thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
A tough project, a long project, but we're working towards it.
Good.
All right.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dominique Detmering. I know I'm not on the agenda today, but I was trying to get in so you guys at least knew what was coming for next meeting we have. Just take a couple minutes to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about my business and what my intentions are. I'm, like I said, Dominique Detmering. I was born and raised in Peatone. Now I have the pleasure to raise my own kids here as well. I have a tire shop. We specialize in commercial, agriculture, and passenger tires, repairs, sales, and service calls. Currently, we service Grant Park, that's where my shop is at, on Route 1, just south of County Line. And recently, I had an opportunity presented to me to add a location to Peatone Travel Center. At this current moment, I do service calls for the commercial trucks already on site. Obviously, the delay from when the truck drivers call till we get to Grant Park and come out, there's a little bit of a delay that we're trying to nip. So he offered us the opportunity to start to rent storage space for the commercial tires so I can keep somebody on site. And then long-term goal would be, if he gets approved, to build a building to add a full-service mechanic shop and tire shop. At the current moment, the building is big enough to service passenger tires. So if you guys are good with that and it's approved, I can move some equipment there to also offer that service as well. But the biggest goal here is just to make sure that I can use the building for storage and better service the customers that we're already using. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
what, where exactly is the building that he wants to rent to you?
Okay, the building right now is just to the east. It's like a 30 by 50 building. It's just big enough to do cars out of. Our semis would obviously never fit in there. So my main concern is additional inventory would be sitting there. Your semi tires, we do a lot of farmers out here, so I would put agriculture tires there too. I did have a shop up in Matson at one point, so I have a lot of customers that are up north that are traveling all the way up to Grant Park, and it would be really nice to be right on 57 for convenience for them as well. We would be able to still do agricultural repairs because you don't need a building for that. The main purpose of the building that's there would be just for storage. Most of the things that we do would be able to be done out of the service truck, but the manager of the travel center had also wanted me to bring it to your attention to see if it was possible to put a tire machine in there and offer passenger repairs as well. I'm not opposed to that. I think it's a great idea. I think the main part of the market, though, is going to be commercial and agriculture in this area.
So you're already doing that kind of service out there? People
Yes.
call you up and you come out with your truck and...
Yes, we
Fix
do
things
service
like
calls
that.
within 75 miles of Grant Park right now.
So if you store tires there, would the village be getting sales tax from the tires you sell? Or does that come out of your Grant Park
I have no,
business?
I honestly, I would do it any way you guys want.
Okay. Well, obviously, we want the sales tax.
The way it's done right now, the village isn't making anything because
Right.
obviously it's coming out of Grant Park.
Yeah.
My intent would be to get a business license from from Peatone and actually have the passenger tires being done there. Anything that's done in that building, 100% would be done off of the sales tax code from Peatone. If we're going to continue to do just service calls out in the parking lot, I have to have an address to get the sales tax numbers
Right.
to that. So I'm not quite sure how the travel center works with, I'm assuming I'd get an address or a PIN number of some kind to be able to apply for the sales tax.
So is the building, you said it's big enough, like you actually do tires on a car inside the building, you're not doing it outside?
Everything
Right.
that we're looking to do right away is done outside. If you guys are okay with it, I would like the opportunity to do tires in the building, but my main concern is to get that commercial work. So if you guys don't want me to do tires in the building for whatever code, that's fine. I would like to at least get the storage there to continue to service the customers that we have. But I do think it would be a good opportunity if you guys are okay with us doing tire repairs out of the building. One of the bays would be storage, one of them would be for actual, repairs and service. I know from what I'm being told, it's better to find out what you guys want, what you're okay with right up front, and just start with baby steps. I'd rather get full permission for everything right away.
Sure.
Long-term goals, he said that he's already got the zoning and everything he needs to build a full-service shop. This partnership would be that long-term goal. As long as everything goes, I would be opening a full-time, full-service tractor trailer, tire shop, and repairs. So, but I figured baby steps, but I want to make sure you guys all know what the long-term goals are and where we're starting right now.
Good.
Thank you.
Any questions, school board? Okay, yeah, we'll be in touch, great.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, if not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We've got minutes from our August 12th regular village board meeting. We've got the payroll and accounts payable. The payroll for the pay period ending August 17th in the amount of $69,067.45. And accounts payable for the pay period ending August 23rd from the general fund, $42,586.30. The building permit escrow fund, $4,790. The business development district fund, $49,597.75. And TIP 2 fund, $2,272 for a total of $99,246.05. We also have a special event permit, trunk or treat, put on by Cornerstone Coffee on October 27th. With a rain date November 3rd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're requesting road closure from First Street from Corning to Main. And then also we have a special event permit for the Peatone High School Homecoming Parade, which will be on October 11th, starting at 4 p.m. And the route is, I believe, the same as it was last year. Okay. And are there any items on the consent agenda that trustees want removed?
I have some questions about just a couple of
Sure.
things on the invoice. can I ask that now, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
What was for, it's, 65504, it's for B&F Construction Code Services Solar Panel Plan Review for $250, what was that for?
So it's probably for a homeowner is putting up solar panels on their house, so they review those.
Okay, and then we pay for that?
Well, it's passed through to the homeowner, so they.
Oh, okay, okay,
The
that's what I just
permit,
wanna make
yeah.
sure on that one. The other one, the Flock Safety Falcon from Flock Safety for $8,218.49.
Is that flock camera?
Yeah, that's all, that's a bill for all 4 of the flock cameras that are currently up. And
Okay.
then it was a partial bill for the temporary camera. We had a temporary camera that we used to move around. They raised the bill up on that. I didn't think it was worth it, so we returned that camera, so they started just a partial year. for that
Okay,
camera.
that's what I thought it was. And this I think is just for the office, but the copies overage from Martin Whalen office for $554.54. What is a copies overage?
I believe, and I didn't see that on here, but we did meet with the copy service, Xerox.
Mhm.
It's Martin Whalen now, it's something else, Midwest. And we're coming to the end of life on that. And that was something I was gonna mention, because that's something that we can create a new contract that
Okay.
will eliminate those overage. It's kind of like cell phone minutes, you get so many copies, we're going
Okay,
above
that's
the
what I was
number.
wondering. And then
But-
you have to pay extra for.
Right, there's some extra, so I think we're gonna get a new machine, better price, and make sure we have supplies for all of our printers in the buildings, our big printers, so that'll be probably very soon, we'll bring it
Okay.
back, but that's,
Those are
I
the
found
only
that too.
questions. Thank you.
it's-
Yeah, those are the only questions I have.
Great. All right, with that, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion?
Second.
Moved by trustee Maravka, second by trustee Sturba.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Great, staff committee reports. Troy, what do you got?
Nothing too major on the streetscape. They're working on the concrete planter curves this week. For the most part, they'll also start setting some light poles this week.
Okay. Any questions for Troy?
Go on to the light poles again.
So they'll be on. I don't know that. I know they're working to approve the comment service and the controller, so if it goes smooth, hopefully a couple weeks will approve. I'll update you on that more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bob, you got anything? Side of the report?
Just a quick update on Conrad Street. Nicor's in the design phase of the relocation for that, so what are we thinking?
We hope Nicor will get their relocation design done in the next couple months, and then they'll do their actual relocation later.
And then Aqua will
That's
do
gotta be
their thing,
And then Aqua has to go after that, right?
yeah,
So,
so.
so this is a storm sewer project that we're gonna be doing on Conrad Street, so, yeah, so Nicor has to move some stuff, and then Aqua has to move some stuff before that can proceed, so. Okay.
We were kind of late spraying weeds, because they really didn't really grow to take off until July, but that's all completed, so. Curb lines and right-of-ways and railroad tracks have all been sprayed for the year, so we'll notice a lot of brown soon, so. So like,
Thanks, Bob. You got anything else besides what's on the report?
This morning, I submitted the reimbursement for the traffic safety grant. That was our speed grant. So they said 30 to 90 days we should be getting, they just put it directly into the account. That was due this morning, so I made sure that.
How did the enforcement go?
We wrote, did I put that in my report? No, if not, maybe I put it in the last one. It was about,
Maybe.
I'm gonna say we wrote about 60 tickets. If not, I'll get a breakdown of the whole thing.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if I gave it to you guys or if I reported it to the state, sorry about that. But
Okay.
if not, I'll make sure I have a breakdown of all the hours that we worked and who worked them, and then reimbursement and how many tickets that we wrote. Also, Will County Fair has ended, and there was just two very, very, very minor incidents in the beer tent that we had to deal with. And then there was some parking complaints, but that was nothing that we could do. That was just people triple parking. So, but that was about all that we had. So it went really well, and I hope that continues like that.
Yeah, I just want to compliment the chief and the rest of the department. I was out there a few days, and they had a nice presence out there, and made sure everybody behaved and everybody was having fun, and so I appreciate everything you guys did. Do you want to say anything about your report?
Yeah, just, I have a written report, but just for those who didn't see it, obviously we're working on the mill, the streetscape. We're also ongoing work on the space needs facilities assessment. This building, as you all know, has its challenges, but we're going to work through that. Lots of meetings ongoing. Today I went to Representative Robin Kelly, had a grant seminar with IDOT and CMAP, which was informative. A lot of those grants are kind of closed right now, but there'll be opportunities in the future, so I'm going to work with our staff and see what we can apply for. I'm going to send out to all of the board members, but also maybe put in their social media, Will County's doing their long-range transportation plan update, and they're looking for public comments, so these are great opportunities for communities all across the county, but especially here in Peatone. Any concerns you have both about county roads, state roads, this is an opportunity to speak out, because they record those, and that becomes a factor in their decision-making going forward. The mayor and I are meeting with the tourism people for this area. I'm meeting with Aqua, so continuing to do those meetings. Something I'm going to bring back to you for consideration in the future, and kind of what I was charged with, was looking at our contract. So the copier, as we already mentioned, the cleaning, other things, our IT, just what's working, what maybe needs tweaks, some we may want to change. So that's something I'm ongoing. Communication. I've talked to many of you about us putting more information on the website, putting our full packet out there, but also putting bios for our elected officials. When I came, I was looking to get more information, and I couldn't find as much, and I think it would just be helpful so people know who you all are. And then more information about our community events. Obviously, we're partners with all these folks, so I think we could put a little more out, and that would be helpful. Last thing I'll just say is, I said this last meeting, but all of the staff have been great as I've kind of acclimated. I mean, there's a lot to take in. This is 3.5 weeks, and I feel like my brain's overload, but they've been all very helpful. And just getting a sense of what they all do, what things they need, and some of that will come back in the form of recommendations of what we may want to do to change things for the better. So it's been exciting. I'm glad to be here and take any questions, but otherwise, thank you.
I have a question. So one thing that really hit home what you just said is, on Route 50 and County Line Road where we have all those accidents, right now is whatever he's going to give us is what we need to get out to the public and ourselves to make sure that we let people know this is their time to voice their opinion on that, on the safety that's there, and really just try to take some action that we need to make a change.
One other thing related to that, and we have a meeting tomorrow actually. Will County, in addition to doing their long-range transportation, which is a required activity, they are also doing a safety study, and I'm going to ask them about this because they gave us some of this, but they have crash data from across the county, and if we can get that, I'll share that with all of you. But that's really important, and if you don't comment, sometimes it gets pushed down, but if we're commenting and our residents are commenting, that gets their attention. So it is important to push that out and encourage people to log in and do the comments.
So that's really important at that intersection, because I always tell them, like, are you sure you're getting all the data? Because did it happen in Kankakee County so they don't count it, or is it Will County? So yeah, we've been after them on that one
I
to
know
make
you
sure
have.
that's, but yeah, any comments you make. I know they had something out at the fair they had where you could, in the atrium, they actually had, these people who are doing the study had you could go up there and tell them, you know, I think, you know, this intersection's unsafe or whatever. So they were looking for, so hopefully they got a lot of feedback there.
Unfortunately, and I can say this from my county experience, these are long game issues. I mean, they don't change overnight, even like with the grant fair today. I mean, these are planning for the next round of money, which is 25, 26, 27. So it's, I just caution everybody, it's not gonna be overnight fixes on this stuff, but if you're not talking now, it's not gonna happen. You gotta start somewhere and keep building, so I think we can do that though, so.
Okay. I think there's a report in your packets from the building committee as well. And you saw my, hopefully, I think you forwarded my comments to everybody or my report. I don't have any other comments. No old business, new business. Item E, presents certificate of appreciation for 25 years of service to the village of Peatone to Bob Henke. Come on up, Bob.
Oh, I gotta look this way.
Up. There we go. Do the handshake. Yeah, don't leave me hanging.
Don't leave me hanging. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Item F, approve
Thank you.
purchase of a new vehicle and build out for police vehicle from Terry's Ford in the amount of $63,697.42. So that includes the price of the actual vehicle and then all the extra equipment that they have to put in there for the police service. So this was in our budget for this year. So any questions for the chief at all? Okay. If not, entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Maravka, second by trustee Sturba.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
All right, item G is a resolution authorizing execution of a memorandum of understanding between the village of Peatone and the village of Monee. And there was a little report in your packet about this, but basically Monee is asking us to help them provide a couple of police officers for a couple of their events. They're having the moving wall, right? The moving wall in a couple weeks. And then also their Fall Fest, which is...
It's their sesquicentennial, 150 years.
Right, yeah. So, we're gonna provide up to 2 officers, right?
Probably 3 officers.
To 3. And they are gonna pay for, you know, their overtime or whatever it has to be. So it's not gonna cost the village anything, so.
They'll pay for vehicles, the workers' comp, because there's a dollar amount that we have would cost for every dollar for an officer works. So they'll cover everything, pension amounts, so
Motion
not
to
just
approve.
hourly rate, we're getting everything.
Second.
Okay, moved by trustee Hudson, second by trustee Maravka.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Item H will be resolution 24-R-11, authorizing access for village administrator Nick Palmer to the village of Peatone bank accounts at Old National Bank. So this is, you know, we always have a few signers that can authorize, you know, transferring money from account to account, and we have it set up where there has to be 2 people that have to approve checks going out, and so right now it's just myself and our treasurer, and also trustee Hudson that is a check signer, but it'd be nice, it's always, the village administrator's always got that, should have that permission as well, so. Need a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
Moved by trustee Sturba, second by trustee Richards.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
And then last item I will be a resolution 24-R-12, approving emergency demolition work with affordable tree experts at the Peatone Mill. So, again, our administrator wrote a nice memo about this. We did get 4 different quotes. Affordable Tree Experts were the lowest, and we went ahead and approved that to have that done, but we want the formal resolution approving that, and yeah. Go right
So
ahead.
one other thing I didn't include, and I should have, at our last meeting, you obviously authorized us to move forward, and Ed Nelson was here last meeting and talked about partnering together. So this is, we're paying the full amount, but the Historical Society is paying half of that amount. So we're splitting the cost 50-50. There's other longer term issues, we'll talk about the mill another day, as far as the funding annually and upkeep and stuff like that, but this is just, today, this action is just, we're paying the whole amount, we're gonna get reimbursed $6,000, so it's a really good team effort all around to get this done, because the bids range from 40,000 on the high end to this 12,000, and as Ed said, it was a little scary at moments, but they got it done safely and it's done, so.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Sturba, right?
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
All right, questions of the press? Any other correspondence from trustees? All right, now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.